30,000 years ago, a group of diverse tribes set out on a marvelous adventure. A massive migration through snowy blizzards, storms, and the blue waves of the ocean. Searching for a better abode, they traveled into the unknown. From Siberia of the Asian continent into Alaska in North America. Crossing the sea and the colossal ice mountains, until they found it. Green heavenly lands extending infinitely, opulent as an endless treasure house. Giant trees, large valleys and wise mountains, engraved with the ancient secrets of nature. There, they established great societies, rich heritage, deep spirituality, heroes, enchanting tales and legends, harmony with their friends of nature. A vivid life, overflowing with mystique and wonderful secrets. And they became the Native Americans. Native inhabitants are various nations and peoples, from the Inuit through Canada, United States, and Mexico to South America. Every nation has its own traditions, mythology, and legacy. Some even had great kingdoms and empires, as for the civilizations of the Aztec, Maya, and the Incas. Italian explorer Christopher Columbus referred to the native inhabitants as Indians. That was by mistake, for it was Columbus' initial plan to navigate the Atlantic in a new sailing path through the west with the intention of reaching the land of India. When he finally arrived in the Americas, he thought he had reached India or some lands in the east of Asia. Indigenous heritage is rooted through a majestic antiquity. One cultural element is the Wampum belt, which is a significant textile made of natural materials as fabric, seashells, and beads. Patterns and colors on a wampum indicate a meaning deciphered within its decorative motifs, as for peace treaties, laws, and agreements, recording heritage tales and historical memory. One famous wampum belt is the George Washington wampum, which symbolizes the alliance between the United States and the Union of the Native American nations. A wampum also provides protection to travelers, messengers, and diplomatic missions, in addition to its spiritual and cultural value. Americans have very intimate connection with nature, as rivers, stars, plants, and mountains. They had the belief that every some thousands of years, spirits exchange the rules. Those who were humans play the role of animals, while animals' spirits become humans. So they were very classy in their treatment with all natural elements and living beings, knowing that these spirits, at their own turn, will also treat them well when rules are exchanged. They exhibited respect to their praise. When a man hunts an animal, maybe a bull, fish, or a gazelle, he holds the animal head with veneration and would say something like, "Generous brother, thank you, and may your spirit rest in peace. May your body nourishes the hungry people of the tribe." Some American nations had writing systems, Maya civilization for example, whose letters are still ornamenting the colossal stones, while Inca and the Andes people used another method, which is the quipu. The quipu is an instrument in which many threads are hanged in arrangement beside each other. On each thread, knots are made along in succession. The pattern of succession, knot size, and color contain the meaning. The Inca had legendary sprinters who ran in massive speeds to transfer the mail of quipu around the cities of the empire. Other ways of instant messaging also exist. These include whistles and drums, especially in rainforests. Another notable method is smoke signals, a visual way of delivering a quick information as perhaps warning or passing news about hunting. Americans have significant concept called the Orenda, which is a life force penetrating all elements in nature: snow particles, the sun, birds, lakes, and rocks, It's an ecological net of all contents through the environment. That's how we are all connected on a spiritual level, because this cosmic energy entangles through all creatures, whether animals, herbs, musical notes, words, or celestial planets. Orenda also represented the cultural heritage of every nation or tribe. Every people has a common memory and a human legacy. Legends, hymns, ancient tales, songs, concepts, and ideas, which are originally preserved in the Orenda spiritual level. Orenda is a cosmic memory, a spiritual library in which the blueprint of everything gets engraved and stored. An American life involves the joys of group hunting, agriculture, and the fruit collection. Famous crops include corns, beans, and potatoes. American culture has spiritual patrons, great legendary archetypes, human models in tales and mythology, upon whom deep meanings are portrayed. A notable legendary hero is Huitzilopochtli, the Lord of the Sun, a heroic warrior god and savior in the Aztec mythology. And there is a great Quetzalcoatl, the Lord of knowledge, crafts, arts, merchants, and intelligence. Andes people have Pachamama, the Mother Earth, whose living body is a planet, and there is Mama Kucha, spirit of the ocean in the tales of the Incas. Mama Kucha is a patroness of fishing, rivers, and lakes. Americans in general believed in God, the Great Spirit, who animates all life through the cosmos. Some American languages, as the Nootka, had been thought to be made only of verbs. However, this is not accurate, for it contains multiple derivatives as well, including nouns. It's rather a heavily verb-based language. The natural shift to focus on verbs as main components of expression reflects a deep, unusual representation of the world, not as a machine made of various particles, but as one unit composed of various harmonious processes, taking place without separation. This is an interdisciplinary scientific field called the cognitive linguistics, in which the languages are revealed to be much related to the way we perceive existence itself. Some scholars introduced the treasures of the indigenous American culture. The famous professor of comparative mythology, Joseph Campbell, was much interested in such legends, the man who crystallized the hero's journey. Joseph Campbell was also the source of inspiration for Dan Brown to write his cinematic Robert Langdon adventures. Another notable thinker who introduced the American culture is Manly P. Hall, a mystic author renowned for his famous book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages. It's believed that the spirit, once fulfilled its earthly mission, returns to its origin in the eternal home of bliss. Reincarnation is also a common belief, where the soul may choose to reprise another role in this physical world, to become another human, an animal, tree, or perhaps a star in the vast celestial whole. As in ancient Europe and Middle Asia, shamans played a noteworthy role. A shaman is a person with a specialty of entering the spirit world. Shamans were sometimes androgynous. This means they may behave or dress in a manner that combines various gender features. This gender fluidity is due to their nature as mediators between the worlds. A shaman is a spirit without a specific personal identity. They have the capacity to express all the wonderful natural qualities, the yang and yin cosmic energies. Shamans participated in healing, uncovering revelations, teaching wisdom, and contributing to various rituals. Now let's talk about Ayahuasca, a wondrous psychedelic, a ritualistic drink for the original inhabitants, especially in the Amazon region. Similar to LSD and magic mushrooms or psilocybin, this drink transfers a human to another spiritual level of consciousness. The active ingredient in ayahuasca is DMT, dimethyltryptamine. During an ayahuasca session, one can be in contact with enchanting otherworldly beings. Ego death may also happen, when the observer realizes it's not the body or persona with all the attributes and backstory. Ego death is a sudden realization that it's a well-crafted illusion to think of oneself as a specific character in an outer world. Ayahuasca, as other psychedelics, reveals the mystery that you are not a specific person, but rather, this seeming person is just a deeply contemplated idea, a localized perspective of exploring preferred fluid storylines. Psychedelics were used during majestic rituals for the objective of ascension, traveling to other worlds and discovering hidden secrets of wisdom. Americans believe that this earthly abode is not separate from the spiritual foundation of the cosmos. Their lives prospered in the heart of nature, a culture where the human society is deeply rooted in divine presence. Passing away is seen as a normal event, a welcomed transformation of the natural cycle of existence. Similar to how leaves fall in autumn, becoming nutrition in the soil, nourishing the trees, so that new beings are created, fruits, flowers, and new green leaves. Native Americans are nations of honor, heroism, and great cultures. This legacy is indeed a source of inspiration and a treasure of human heritage.